All right, guys, another video this week, and it's been, I think, about a week and a half to 2 weeks, but been really busy filming shows and getting done with iCast, which just happened a couple weeks ago in Orlando, Florida, where Shimano dropped a whole bunch of new product. But this week, I want to talk about two of the more popular Shimano rods and do a comparison video for you because I get a lot of questions about these two rods, Expride and Zodias, and what are the differences between the two. So why don't we do a walkthrough and see. I'm going to go through all the specs, how many rod blanks there are, how many technique-specific models there are, and the features, and we'll see if we can't figure out which one's going to fit what you're doing best. All right, let's start with Expride. Expride to me is Shimano's sleeper rod. It's really their flagship rod in the freshwater series, but it is a rod that is a complete sleeper. Guys didn't know about this one, and now that they know, it's really tough to get one because the demand has been so good. What makes Expride so unique? Well, when we talk about the models of Expride, there are 19 casting. Of those 19 casting models, 3 are reaction bait specific, which means they're high power X plus glass. So they got that more moderate action to them. There's also 7 spinning rods. And in these rods, in the casting, they range from 6'10" all the way up to 9'11", because this series also has a line of over 8s. When BASS removed the 8-foot rod rule, XPride actually built a series of over 8 rods. So 6'10" to 9'11" in the casting. When you talk spinning, there's 7 models from 6'10" up to 8'6", and really covering everything from light all the way up to medium heavy basically. But the spinning rods, one of my favorites is this one I've got in my hand right here, is the 7-foot Light Plus. When you talk about the features, what makes Expride so great? It's a lot to do with a bunch of things. The blank is where we're going to start. This is a high power X blank, and what this is traditional high modulus graphite wrapping with a high power X high carbon tape overlay in an X pattern, which really reduces twist in the blank when you're casting and setting the hook, which helps with accuracy and power. It also reduces ovalization, so it helps the blank from flattening under extreme loads, which makes them more durable. So high power X is kind of like icing on the cake. Great blank with high power X added makes it even better. CI4 Plus reel seats on all of the Expride rods as well. This is Shimano's proprietary carbon interfusion reel seat, custom designed by them. It's their original reel seat. The other thing that you notice about these right here, Fuji SIC guides from tip to butt. So Expride is a high-end component rod with amazing tapers, super fast recovery rate, very lightweight, and in my opinion, one of the best rods I've put in my hands, especially on the Shimano side. So they go from cork down to EVA foam. That is the original Expride rod in a 7-foot Light Plus. All right, now for Zodias. Zodias was reintroduced a year ago, I believe it was, and they upgraded it to the monocoque handle that you saw on Poison Adrena. So this is a carbon monocoque handle. Really improves sensitivity when you're holding a rod and that rod is going to touch your forearm. It transmits whatever's going through the blank down to your arm incredibly well, much better than EVA foam would. When we talk about the models available in Zodias, 16 casting from 6'10" up to 7'6", there are 5 glass models in that series. So in casting, there are 5 reactions. So it's high power X plus glass, which means they have that moderate action. There's also one travel rod, a 5-piece travel rod that just got introduced this year, which is a medium heavy. Awesome little rods. I had a chance to shoot them in studio. They feel great. You wouldn't believe it having 4 ferrules on it and being a 5-piece that it would actually be that crisp. Super crisp. On the spinning side, 11 spinning. One of them is the travel rod, so they also have a 5-piece travel rod on the spinning side that is medium power. I think it's medium power fast action, but a perfect, small specs, small inshore, saltwater, definitely everything freshwater kind of rods. When I compare the two, I had the Expride 7-foot Light Plus. This is the new Zodias 7-foot Light Plus, new edition. They've also included a new one which I really like, which is the 7.6 Light Spinning. These rods, if I had to compare the two, let's talk about the actual components. High power X blank, okay, so traditional high carbon, high modulus graphite blanks, overwrapped with high power X, that high carbon tape. but I can tell from fishing them, the graphite is a higher modulus in XPride than it is in Zodias. Zodias tend to be not as fast on recovery rate, not as crisp. And that's what happens with graphite. When you talk about graphite rods, the reason we pay more for higher end graphite is because higher end graphite is stronger, lighter, it's more crisp, its recovery rate is better, but there's a price to pay. It's also less durable. So this is why these rods, when you feel them, if you put two rods exactly the same, they both feel great. I love both, I fish with both, but I feel like XPride has a bit of an advantage when it comes to the crispness and sensitivity. The reel seats, just like on XPride, Shimano's original CI4 Plus reel seats, so carbon interfusion, super sensitive, super lightweight, really, really great reel seats on both casting and spinning. The other thing are the guide train on these things. So they're basically Fuji Elkanite all the way up to the tip top, which is SIC. The carbon monocoque handles. This is the newest upgrade. Will we see it in XPride? I'm not sure. XPride's probably due for a redo or a relaunch. So this is what's happened to Zodias. It should happen to XPride, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. I'm hopeful because I really like the carbon monocoque handle. Stemming from Poison Adrena, I mean, this is all about transmitting sensitivity. It feels good in your hand. The one thing that these rods have that XPride does not, they do not have cork on them. They have all that EVA foam going to the metal top cap and the CI4 reel seat. So lots of models between the two. And the thing is the price difference right for you? Zodias with the new monocoque handles are $199, I believe, to $229. XPride, as it sits right now, is retailing for $259 to $289, somewhere in that range. So not a monstrous price difference. If it were up to me, I'd be fishing XPride. I think XPride is a superior rod. There's a reason it's more expensive. I think you get a better guide train being all SIC. I think you get a crisper blank from them. I mean, I really, really, really love XPride rods, but I also hyper enjoy Zodias. I don't think you're going to go wrong either way, but given the choice, XPride wins it for me. If they do an upgrade to it, it's going to be even a bigger winner. So there you have it, guys. There is another breakdown between XPride and Zodias, two phenomenal rods, two very popular rods from the Shimano family in the freshwater world. If you haven't had a chance, check them out. Go online, fish.shimano.com. You can go to the major retailers. They all have all the specs on them and pricing. Tough to get your hands on them, but well worth the wait. So if you haven't, do me a favor. Click subscribe. It's in the bottom corner. It's ridiculous. It's like, I think like 90% of the people watching the videos, and I get some pretty decent views, are not subscribed. And if you click that subscribe button, you will get my videos put into your feed so you can catch them when I do new ones, which I do pretty frequently. Hope everybody's staying well. We'll talk to you soon.